beautiful, beautiful.
Good. So let's see.
Today our network is great.
It looks good. Please, it has to be good,
Yeah,
especially because you have like this other.
the Wi-Fi. Wi-Fi.
So yeah. Let's see. Let's just give it a couple of minutes for whoever is joining. Hello, everybody. Hey, guys.
What's up? What's up? What's up?
Hi. Welcome. In case you're just clicking in right now, please share the link.
Yeah, genau.
Please share the link.
Okay.
So just a couple of minutes. See who's joining.
Yeah.
So, hi guys, welcome back to the channel. In case you're clicking in here for the first time, hi, I am Meveline, and as you already know, I am Meveline, like I said, and I am a Cameroonian living in Germany. In case you're new here, guys, please go and smash that red subscribe button and share the link to this live stream. Ask someone to join us today. And yeah, let's see. We have a couple of people already tuning in. Good. So we have a guest today. We have a +1 today. Are you excited to get to know her?
Oh man. I'm the one.
Rachel Ray. Hi, Rachel. Thank you for joining the live.
So much appreciate.
Hi. Thank you. So we are just going to go straight ahead, and I'm going to throw my first question over to our guest for the day. And so would you mind telling us about yourself, Lasasha?
Sorry, talk to the comment that I saw. I'm like, oh wait, what? Okay. But we can carry on.
Ooh, okay.
I know, right? Like what? Guys,
Just ignore, girl. let's just head right into the tea for today. So could you please tell us about yourself? Just let us know who you are.
Well, first of all, thank you so much for having me. I'm so honored and so glad to be here. So, oh my god, this is so exciting. Yeah. So my name is Lasasha. I'm originally from Zimbabwe, and I'm here living in Germany, in Bavaria. Yeah, I am doing an Ausbildung. Ja, genau. And I think that about sums it up for now. Yeah, I also have a YouTube channel where I also share content, FSJ, Ausbildung, and all that beautiful jazz. Ja, genau. I think that about sums it up. Yeah.
Okay, so thank you very much for introducing yourself, Lasasha. And guys, as you heard, she's Lasasha, and yeah, you can head over to our YouTube channel to check her out. I'm gonna leave a link at the end of this live stream in the description box in case you're interested in finding out a little bit more of her. Just head right there and check that out. So
I want to say in the comments, hi, how are you?
okay, there are some Lasasha fans here. Thank you guys for joining.
Oh, I'm not married.
Okay, so
no, I'm not married. I'm single.
On to my next question for our guest. Hi, Sarah. Welcome. Please tell us how long you've been in Germany for, and maybe how you came, if you feel like talking about that.
Yeah, absolutely. So I have been in Germany for about 2 years now. Like two years and like what 3-4 months ungefähr. Yeah, genau. I came as an au pair here in Germany, and like after my au pair, I moved to an FSJ, and I did that in a hospital. And now I'm doing an Ausbildung also in a hospital. Ja, genau.
Interesting.
Ja.
So, have you lived in any other European country prior to coming over to Germany, or you just came all the way from Zim?
Actually, I came all the way to Germany from Zimbabwe.
Okay.
Before I literally grew up in Zimbabwe, literally, and my first out from Zimbabwe was directly to Germany. I mean, there was a time that I moved, not moved, and then we had like a small trip, but that was like to a neighboring. Besides that, any other European country, no. Germany was my first country to come to. Yeah.
Okay. So, we are going to get into the real part of this whole live stream. In case I haven't mentioned, guys, I'm trying to show you how our guests transition from a social program directly to studying an apprenticeship here in Germany. She's currently doing an Ausbildung, and she's going to just tell us a little bit of how she managed to move from, FSJ or Au pair FSJ to this point where she is. So, to my next question, what are you currently doing right now, and what are the programs you had to engage in before getting to where you are right now?
At the moment, like I mentioned, I'm currently doing an Ausbildung. That's like an apprenticeship, and
Mhm.
the one in like in a Pflegebereich, like for nursing. That's what I'm doing.
Nursing.
That's the direction
Yeah.
that I'm. Yeah, genau. And actually, the funny thing is, when I was actually still applying to be able to get that position in an Ausbildung, some other companies were actually telling me like, for you to be able to do an Ausbildung, like some of them, not all of them, but some were saying like, hey, you actually need to have like prior experience or a little bit, So that meant that
Yeah.
able to do the Ausbildung, I needed to have done the effort year, like the voluntary year. That's what some of the organizations. Some were just like it's okay, kind of problem, but for most of the organizations, yeah, they needed me to have a bit of like experience or a bit of know-how around the like Pflege, yeah, just at least something in that area. I mean, of course, in my home country, I had also done a first aid, but that was like just for I think like a few weeks or so ungefähr. So, but that wasn't enough for them. They needed like I think a year or something like that, 1 or 2 years experience. So yeah, that's what I needed to do. Yeah, yeah, genau. Yeah.
Okay. So, Lasasha, would you mind? Thank you for your response. And my next question is, would you mind letting us know why you chose Ausbildung? Like why you decided to go for the nursing apprenticeship? Do you mind sharing that?
Yeah, yeah, can. Okay, so for me personally, the reason why I chose the apprenticeship and specifically in nursing was, so first of all, number one, I would love to be like in the medicine field and like to have somewhere like where I'm taking part in the medical Richtung sozusagen, like being a nurse or sowas. So yeah, that's why I picked this one up.
Okay.
And also for me, I love doing this as apprenticeship because it's the other way around from what we're used to. Normalerweise, when you're studying something, you're the one, for example, in Zimbabwe, you're the one who gets to pay the school fees or you're the one paying. But in this case,
Mhm.
it's the other way around. You're the one studying, but
Okay.
paid.
Interesting. I was so looking forward to that part. Like when you get to this part of,
Yeah,
you get paid
it's
to,
like,
take the apprenticeship program in Germany.
get
That's quite
out,
interesting, if you think about it in that way.
advantages
And
of up in Germany. Yeah, genau. Yeah.
yeah. And I'm sure you've been there for a year now, like you've been on your hospital for a year or so now, or I don't know.
Mhm.
But would you recommend, is it something you would recommend for, let's say, someone who has some kind of interest?
Hmm.
Based on your experience?
From my experience, if I am being 100% completely honest, I would say if you are a student that maybe I like it, or maybe it might be something that might be for me, then I would say don't do it. But if you are a
Okay.
1000% sure that this is really what you want to do, especially for the Ausbildung part of it, then you
Yeah.
really have that it's really something that you really want to do. I don't know if that's making sense. Because, for
Yeah.
example,
Doors.
because for example, working, for example, when I did my FSJ in a hospital, being on your feet 8 hours is no joke. Being on your feet 8 hours a day is no joke.
Tell me
So you
about it. I can totally confirm that
you
it's quite
know,
hectic, especially in
yeah,
hospitals.
yeah. So you can
Yeah.
definitely, it's not something that you are willing to really give yourself truly to. It can end up frustrating you because you have to be, like I said, on your feet a lot. And also, you also have to make sure that you are a person who likes to interact with people, because you're interacting with patients on a day to day. So that really has to be something that you're good at. So if you're someone who's a bit quiet and more closed and more reserved,
Hmm.
that's a bit of a
Might not
challenge.
be for you, right?
It might not
Right.
be. But
Yeah, it totally makes sense. And to be honest, that's one of the things that I picked on to be able to say, no, I'm not, this is not for me. Like,
mm, mm,
prior to deciding on my own path, I
mhm,
was like,
mm.
no, no, I don't think I can. Yeah, for the most part, I could do the work, but I'm
Uh-huh.
not that kind of like a chatty person. I'm not really.
Genau. And my gosh, like it's the job itself. Like when you're, I don't know, for example, like giving the patients the food, or I don't know, doing a Verbandswechsel or
Yeah.
a bandages. That on its own, it's great, but that's not the only thing you're going to be
But
doing.
that's
You
not all true.
you also need
You
to
need
be
a
like,
little more like interacting with the patients, more like
yeah,
small talking.
so
That
that it's
makes
not
sense.
just there and you're doing your thing. Everyone's quiet. It's like, okay, what's happening? It has to be natural. So you, I don't know, this personality, knowing how to start conversations, and stuff like
Yeah,
that.
I totally get what you mean. And that was the biggest deal breaker for me because I was just like, yeah, I can do the work, but I don't think the other part that comes with the work is something that I would enjoy. I'd rather
Yeah,
just work in my own space and just do my thing alone.
yeah,
So,
exactly.
yeah, I totally get that.
Yeah. But
Okay.
so for those, if those is for you, then absolutely go ahead, do it. It's so much fun, and yeah, absolutely, I would definitely.
Yeah. Yeah, guys, I would say the same thing. If you have a passion for it, if you have a passion for nursing, Ausbildung, or whatsoever, just go in and do it because definitely you're going to thrive in that area.
Mm,
But if
mm,
you're still thinking if this is something you want or not,
mm.
probably you shouldn't even start it, like she said. And if you're sure, if you know yourself as a person, you know that no, I'm not the kind of person that wants to be chatting with people at work and all of that, then just don't do it.
Mm.
It's going to frustrate the hell out of you, to be honest.
Yeah, no.
Yeah. And
And I don't know if this and say maybe what you can do is take the FSJ first, because that one is for 1 year, but you're also able to stop the FSJ after, for example, like 6 months. So
mhm.
if you make 1,000% sure, maybe you can try and do the FSJ for like 6 months and see. But as for
Mhm.
the house, for you, stay out of it.
Yeah,
Yeah, genau.
that's another option. Starting with the FSC is a bit easier because you can easily determine if you want to go the house building way or not.
Genau,
Because the FSC
genau.
is more like it's house building in a way, if that makes sense.
Also
It
ja
depends on
schon.
what you're doing when you're doing
Mhm,
FSC, but mostly it's like it has a lot to do with caregiving because
volunteer.
for instance I didn't work in a hospital, I worked in a school, but it was
Mhm.
more of caregiving because my kids were
Ah,
disabled, like the kids I worked with were disabled.
oh,
So it like prepares you, it like gives you an idea of what to expect if you're going in for an house building. So
mhm,
probably if you start with the
mhm.
FSJ, then it's easy to determine if you want to do Ausbildung
That's
or
a
not. Because that was
that's
the
a
biggest thing that showed me that I'm not going to be doing an Ausbildung or I won't be
yeah,
happy doing an Ausbildung.
stimmt. That's a
Yeah.
really good, try and start with the FSJ if you have the possibility to always start with the FSJ. Genau, stimmt.
Yeah.
I
That's
Agree.
true.
I
Okay. So yeah, see a lot of
one.
comments here. Guys,
Hello.
please
Me?
keep liking
How?
and sharing the live. Let people join. So back to you, Lasasha.
Wait,
What I like.
hey, how are you? Tukondura. I hope I'm saying your name correctly. Oh my god. Wonderful. Glory to God.
So back to you, Lasasha. What are like the primary requirements for what would you say were the most important documents that anyone will need to start an FSJ here in to start an Ausbildung, sorry, here in Germany? Like
To
from your experience, like the primary, what are the primary requirements?
okay, so the most primary one, like the very most important one that you need
Yes. I just want like the most important ones highlighted here. Thing.
uh, is definitely the language.
Hmm.
Absolutely language. And especially now for Ausbildung, you need B2. So definitely that. You need B2 and you need to have like accommodation to be able to do an Ausbildung as well.
Oh.
One, yeah, genau. If
Yeah. That's true. Accommodation.
is giving you, then you have to make sure that you have an accommodation. Yeah, genau. I think the biggest one of all of them highlighted, like the main, is your language. Oh my god! Because you are now going to be not just only so that you get this B2 certificate, but you are now going to be learning in the German language. So you have to be understanding these things. Yeah. And okay, maybe I'll take a little bit later more on the Probezeit thing because that's really a big one when it comes to Ausbildung. The Probezeit in a FSJ and Ausbildung completely different. It's so yeah, language. I would say language absolutely 1000%.
Okay. And
Yeah.
B2. So guys,
Be-
I hope you're hearing this because I see a lot of you asking in the comment sections
mhm.
if people can start FSC if people can start Ausbildung, sorry, with B1. It's not possible. She clearly said it's a B2 as of
Yeah.
now. So guys, you need a B2 to be able to start
Yeah,
your
genau.
Ausbildung here in Germany, not
De-
B1.
Definitely,
Yeah.
definitely. Absolutely.
Okay, so we are going to kind of move into general aspects at this point, like most of those things that comes with living in Germany, right? I'm not just going to
Mhm.
sit here and talk about Ausbildung. We have a lot more to chat about. So tell us about Lasasha. Tell us about your experience with making friends here in Germany, like from your first year, maybe up onto the second and
Uh,
everything. How is that going so far for you?
um I would say it's both a yes and like a yain type of situation. It's like a 50-50 situation. I wouldn't I yeah. At the very beginning it was a little difficult to make, like, for example, if you want to make like a specific group of people type of friends, if I should say, for example, being friends with Germans is a little bit complicated from what I've
Okay.
it's not easy, at least from what I've noticed, but making
Mhm.
it super easy, super easy, like you just click on the
Yeah.
person.
Yeah. Especially if you're more of an extrovert, I think those people have it way easier. I won't say they have it way easier because I don't know their struggles, right? But I think it's a bit slightly easier for them.
Yeah, yeah, genau.
Okay.
And, um, that so for my first part, from my like first year the Zovas, yeah, it even got to a point where I actually had to pray about this and be like, Lord, I would love to have some friends, like some Christian friends, and stuff like that.
Mhm.
I actually am a Christian, and yeah, but getting to them to do my Ausbildung, I noticed that it's gotten even a little bit more. How do I put this? It's gotten a little bit more. I don't want to say difficult, but like a little bit more complicated because now you have studies, you have school, and all that jazz. So
Yeah.
make now comes with being intentional about making friends, like being
Yeah,
intentional about
exactly.
stuff like that there. But otherwise, you're gonna be buried underneath books. But if I'm to just generalize it, I would say what I've noticed is that if you put yourself out there, like try to make friends, you will get friends. But if you just like close yourself in and it's all of us, then it's gonna be difficult. Yeah,
That's
that's
very
what
true.
that's
That's
what I would
very
say.
true. Because,
Yeah.
in my opinion, when I came here, I was always like, oh, making friends in Germany is so hard. It's really hard. But you just said something. You were like, if you put yourself out there and you're intentional, you make friends, you find friends.
Hmm.
It's so true.
Yeah.
Because prior to now, I was just like always at home. I didn't
Hmm.
step out. I didn't do a lot of things, especially as an au pair. I did basically nothing outdoors. And I was
Uh-huh.
sitting and complaining that, oh, it's so difficult to make friends and all of that. But right now, I'm getting into that, I don't know,
Like you have
phase of my life where I'm trying to
to.
interact, socialize, and do all those things. And if I want to make 20 friends this year, let's say for instance, I am able to make those 20 friends because there are so many people out there who are just waiting for someone to, reach out to them and say, hey, can we be friends or whatever? Like just start something. I think it's a mindset kind of thing. This idea of making friends in Germany is difficult. It's a mindset kind of thing. I had
Ex-
that prior to now, but at this
Ciao.
point, I think it's very easy. If you want to
When
make friends, you can make friends. It just depends on the kind of friends you want to make. Mhm.
Stimmt, stimmt, stimmt. Yeah, it then boils down to you personally. Like, okay, what type of friends do you love to have? Are you a Christian? Would you like to then have Christian friends? Then, okay, you be more intentional towards that type of group. What type of friends would you then love to have? I also had that mindset before coming to Germany, because whenever we would like look up videos, that's what we would hear, saying, it's so
Mhm.
difficult, this and that, and blah.
Especially
I'm
on
like,
TikTok. TikTok was the
oh,
highest place that this thing would just go, I don't know, wild and crazy. That, oh, making friends in Germany is so hard, this and that and that. But the honest truth
uh-huh.
is, we didn't put ourselves out there. We're not even trying. We just sat at home and said making friends is difficult. Now I go out a lot more often and I meet people on daily basis that if I want to be friends with them, I would be friends with them because they are
Mm-hmm.
open, they are waiting to meet people as well. So yeah, to whoever thinks that making friends in Germany is hard, if you just move to Germany, please just take that notion out of your head. Making friends in Germany is not hard. Just put yourself
True.
out there and be
Stimmt,
open.
stimmt.
You'll definitely find um, friends or I don't know. So Lasasha, I've got another
Yes.
question for you.
Yeah.
It's quite
Yeah.
interesting. It's quite
Oh my.
interesting.
Every-
Okay. I hope you're ready. Would you
Let's do it.
please tell us about your experience with dating in Germany and maybe maybe what you might have for young people moving over to Germany at this point in time. Like how's that
Mhm.
part going so far for you? Because like I said, we are not just talking about how she transitioned from her Ausbildung or FSJ to Ausbildung, but at this point we are like looking at a couple of things, right? So all Germany related. If you're living in Germany or you want to move to Germany, all of this you need them. So yeah, over to you, ma'am.
Okay, okay. So that's a really interesting one, I have to say. But
I know, right?
yeah, for that one, yeah, that one now I will agree that that one is not so easy. That one I will agree. What I've
Okay.
noticed coming from Zimbabwe, I was used to that. In Zimbabwe, you're walking on the street, someone can just stop you and you're already chatting, and stuff like that. But here, that's not really the situation. It's not really how it is.
Mhm.
And
That's very
here,
true.
here, there's use most of. So if you want to like date somebody or be like in the dating situation, then you have to like register yourself like on these dating apps. I have them, and the wanted to really try was Tinder, but for some reason it just
Oh
wouldn't let
my.
me. I know everyone is talking about it, and it just never really worked for me. So I thought, okay, maybe that's like the Lord's way of just like protecting me, of like letting me know, okay, let's say your person is not that side.
Mhm.
But that there's so many other dating apps as well. I personally was on Sold. Yeah, that's a specific Christian dating app, and unfortunately, I don't know. Sometimes you begin to communicate with a person on the app. You think, okay, this is getting somewhere, but then I don't know. 2 3 days later, it's like I don't know. It's like,
Okay, personally, I agree
but
with what you're saying to an extent, right? But
mhm,
personally, I try not to, like, lately, I try not to label things hard or whatever. I just
mhm.
look at it in another way. But if we're being realistic here, it's it's not that easy. It's not very easy. That part of life, like dating in Germany,
Okay,
it's
I think we're
because, like you clearly
losing
said,
you.
we come from a different cultural background where we could meet people everywhere and anywhere. But it's not the case. Like
Okay,
it's so not the case here
now
in
you're gone again.
Germany.
Okay, okay, you're
Can
back
you
now.
get me?
Yeah, now I'm getting you. Now I'm getting you.
Ooh, okay. I'm
Okay,
like, you said something. Given the fact that we come from different cultural backgrounds, like quite different from what is happening here, it makes it a bit. I don't know. There's some degree of complexity to it because the way we thought we would meet people, or um, how can I put it? The way we initially met people from the places where we came from is not the same as how we meet people here, right? We met people in different location, in different places back at home, but here it's not the case. So it makes it a little a little bit complex. I don't want to say difficult, but it's a little bit different.
I noticed that, for example, another dating app that I also tried was what is it name? What is the name? I think Badu or Bumble or something like that. I don't know. But on those ones, you would meet people. I mean, at least to some extent, they would just telling you exactly like what they want to do. Like, hey, I'm just looking for somebody to just mess around with. I'm not looking for anything serious. So to some extent, because at least you're not going into something with the mindset thinking, okay, this is something serious, but then the person just wants to play with you. At least they're upfront with what they want to do. So if you're
Mhm.
not up, like, nope, that's not for me. But
Personally, I'm not
yeah,
even going to talk about dating websites. I'm not going to bring them in the equation because
are you
I
on
don't know.
any
Maybe
dating?
it works for some people. Maybe it
Are
might
you?
work for some people whatsoever. But I just wouldn't recommend it because, yo,
Are you currently on? No.
sorry.
Yes. Are you
Yes.
currently on?
No, no,
Uh
no,
huh.
no. I have
Oh,
been
you're not.
like I have tried this dating website, online kind of dating, right? But sitting down right here, I'm not going to recommend it to anyone. If you want to go ahead, fine, do that for yourself and find out to see what's there for you. But personally, I just think it's not there. Not there.
From my side, auf jeden Fall, it can be definitely a little bit stressful. So I would definitely just say, hey, look, if you want to, before you go on any dating website, just honestly just pray about it so that the Lord knows, shows you that, okay, if you're supposed to join a website to know who your partner is, at least the Lord can show you like which dating site or which dating application specifically he has your other partner on. That's what I would say. But yeah, as far as just joining of them, it can be
That yeah, that's
it's weird
quite a tricky one, to
and
be
that's it.
honest. It's just something that you cannot really predict. Like you can't really tell someone how it's going to go when they come over to Germany. They are just going to come and find out for themselves how it's going. Because
Hmm.
yeah, like I said, it's not predictable. So yeah, it is what it is. It's not very easy, but also it's possible to meet someone or whatsoever. It's possible. It's just that it's not very easy as compared to where we came from. That's my opinion about that. But online dating, I'm not recommending it. At least, okay, at least I'm not for it. I don't know about anyone. If you feel like it's something for you to try, go ahead and try it out. I'm not recommending it. Yeah. So, okay, that's about it for making friends or and dating in Germany. And
Mm-hmm.
would you recommend? I have this thing about FSJ. Would you recommend a young person who is moving over to Germany or who just moves over to Germany to try out or to go for the FSJ? Would you say FSJ is like one of those very important steps that people should take when they're coming over to Germany?
Absolutely. I would say if you have the option to do an FSJ, definitely go ahead and do it. There's so many. I actually made a video just explaining like the advantages
Yeah.
of doing an FSJ first before you move to an Ausbildung. Yeah, where I
Mhm.
literally, but absolutely. You get just to mention a few, you get to learn to better your German, you get the experience of living by yourself. I mean, that's of course if you're living by yourself, which I'm assuming you're going to be moving to Germany. Yeah, genau. You There's really a lot of aspects. You get to learn how to do all these little, finances things, managing your money and all. It's like
Living
a
on your own for the first time if you came as an au
yeah,
pair,
adulthood that
which
like start, so it's absolutely needed. But as far as it being in regards to Germany, the language will really be your greatest advantage when you do an FSJ. Definitely. Yeah. Yeah, I definitely would say go ahead, do an FSJ. And of course, just be keeping in mind as well that, of course, FSJ has an age limit. I
yeah,
believe
it
that
does.
I believe that's 26 or
Six, 27 maximum.
20. Okay.
After 27, you can't apply for an FSU.
But if you are now over 27, you have the option to do the BFD. That's what you now can do. That one has no age limit. So absolutely go do that. And yeah, you will not regret.
Okay, there's a question here. I think it's for you, Lasasha. How much is the rent for people who are doing Ausbildung? Guys, just leave questions in the comment section if you want to know anything about Ausbildung. She's going to tell you that because she's currently doing an Ausbildung in Germany. Just leave your questions down and she'll respond. So there is a question from Miss Pearl for you.
Okay. This is a little bit dependent on which part or area in Germany you are because it really differs. You can be surprised at someone doing an Ausbildung in Berlin and, for example, in Munich or keine Ahnung, Hanover, they have like different rents. So it's really highly dependent on where you are. But in general, for example, in my area, you can expect a rent for around 300 if you are under like 300. No, let's just say 250 to 300 euros, or maybe 350
That's
if you are
that's
under
when you leave under
if
the institution where you work, right?
yeah, that's if you're under the institute. But if you are completely like renting by yourself completely, then you can expect something from 500 euros per month, of course, to
Yeah, that's Munich.
800 euros per month. That's like the when you're living completely by yourself and not from like the schools. Yeah, genau. And this is in the area like where I am in Munich, in Bavaria. Yeah, genau.
Mhm.
That's
Okay.
those are the price ranges. Yeah, genau.
Okay, Miss Pearl, I hope that answers your question. It depends on where you're living in Germany, actually. She can't really tell you for all the other cities. She'll tell you for Munich because that's where she's based.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, you could just find out online as well for other cities. Because if I have to talk about the amount you might need here for Ausbildung, you see that it's different. So it's different in every location. It just depends on where you're moving to.
Yeah, genau. Okay, okay.
Yeah. And to anyone who has any question with regards to Ausbildung, uni, whatever, just leave them here.
Let us
If
know.
Lasasha is
Ah. Oh my god! No, I'm laughing because I actually know this first. Oh my gosh! Oh my word!
yeah,
Hi, hi.
you probably should know her. Or yeah, there are so many Lasasha fans here.
So
And to those who are very new, you're seeing her for the first time, I'm going to leave a link to her channel in the description box of this video. You can head there and check it out.
yeah,
You're going
genau.
to find a lot of juicy stuff from her. Okay, so Lasasha,
Yes.
what would you at this point,
I think
right?
the network a little. Ah, okay.
What
Yeah,
would
I can.
you advise anyone who is what would be your advice to anyone who's studying an Ausbildung here in Germany? Maybe they are studying from here, like they just did their au pair or whatever, and they are trying to transition, or they are coming from abroad. What's
Mm-hmm.
your advice to them? What should they have in mind when they are coming to start an Ausbildung? What should they look out for?
Oh, well, at the very, very, very beginning, I would definitely say keep your probate in mind. For me, that's one of the biggest things that I definitely had in mind, because you will notice that once you start your Ausbildung, there's a tendency of kind of relaxing, like with your studies and stuff like that. So definitely keep in mind your probate, because, like I mentioned
Mm,
before, from an FSJ and from an Ausbildung, at least in my experience, they are completely different. The the prototype for my Ausbildung is more serious. Like when it ends, you will know, and you do not want to fail that thing, you know. And of course, to be able to pass that, that means you have to be studying, and also in your praxis, you have to make sure that you're doing everything that you need to do. So start studying from the day you start learning. That's what I would say. Be studying from the day you start learning, because it's it's serious, like it's that serious, you know, especially when Germany is not your first language. So that means, of course, you're going to need to be working a lot more with translating up and through and trying to really understand and sowas. Do what you need to do, but take your probezeit seriously.
okay.
First thing I'll say, um if you are currently doing au pair, I would say spend more time on bettering your German, because it's really, you're really going to need that. Spend more time. This is the opportunity now. You don't have like the extra studies. You know, you technically have free in your free time. You don't have like exams or resolvers. Once you get to hospital, you're studying in German. You're writing exams. You're literally talking with patients and everything. So your German is gonna have to be pretty much full. So yeah, definitely,
Definitely.
and take your probate seriously. I mean, as well as the rest of it. But I'm just saying there's pressure at the beginning, like a lot. So yeah, and of course pray, and put everything in the hands of the Lord. Definitely, yeah. That's what I believe I would say. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, you know.
Thank you for sharing that to whoever is watching. I hope this helps you, or this gives you an idea of what you're getting into. Because
Mm-hmm,
like I said, she's in a better position to tell you about that because
mm-hmm.
she is currently doing that. So yeah, keep all of that in mind. Pay attention to the language and just everything. And with
Mm-hmm.
regards to life over here for them who are coming maybe from Zim or other countries, do you have a word for them?
In regards to the life in general, have fun.
Okay.
Enjoy
Okay.
summertime. Go out, have fun. Do not. Oh, okay. Maybe I should say this. Do not. I mean, we've already mentioned it, but put yourself out there. Don't just be locking yourself up in your room like all the time,
Thank
every day.
you.
Go
Amen
out,
to that.
take the courage. Go out, say hi. You
Yeah, yeah. Because the
know,
country is already in a way that it is like you might just, especially if you're someone who is not all that open, you don't really step out there. If you
yeah,
get to Germany, you'll be so comfortable staying at home because it's that kind of a place. So when you come here, try to put yourself out there, go out, travel, do fun things, just meet people. There are a lot of people who are looking to meet
um,
other people out there. So yeah, she's
yeah. Do
right.
not try out the food. You know, try out the food. Try the
Mm.
different things. Travel when you have all out. Please, when you have all out, do not be at home. If possible, try to make sure that you're traveling. Just go somewhere or do something at least, and like just refresh, you know, so that when you come back for the next block, you are fresh, hands on. Okay, let's do this. You know, just yeah, that's what I would say. And mm, be open minded. I would say be open minded.
Thank you
Um,
for the hearts. Thanks for the hearts, guys. To everyone pumping hearts. Thank you.
be very open-minded.
Yes.
You're going to come across a lot of things that you're not used to or things that are out of your norm or ordinary. But
Mm,
yeah, so you have to be someone who's okay, willing to learn other cultures, different, learn new things, and just expect to grow really. Yeah,
okay.
yeah.
Thank you so much, Lasasha. Thank you so much for the contributions. Thank you for showing up for this live stream today, honoring our invitation and being a guest on the channel today. We
Oh,
so appreciate you for coming. Thank you so much. And
thank you.
yeah, guys, that's been it for our chat with Lasasha today, guys. If you have any questions for Lasasha, just drop them here, or any general questions, just drop them so that she can, answer them before leaving, because we are gradually coming to the end of this live stream.
Yeah, genau. Yeah, yeah.
Yes,
You
yes, yes.
also,
Any questions for Lasasha?
oh my gosh,
And for
girl.
all the Lasasha fans, thank you for joining. And for those who are seeing her for the first time, there's a link. There's going to be a link, like I said. Go check her out.
Yeah, I also do a YouTube channel where I'm just also sharing uh the nitty gritty. It's just right now at the moment I'm mostly on FS yacht. I will get to
Mhm.
Ausbildung at mostly for now. I'm just going more and more deeper on
In
FS.
depth with
Yeah,
FSU, yeah.
uh, more and
Mm.
more in depth. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I love you
So,
too, girl.
so
Thank you so much.
if you're looking to know more about FSU, head over
Uh,
to her channel and check
yeah,
everything
thank
out. She
you.
has a lot. She's
Really
talking a lot about
appreciate it.
FSU.
I really appreciate it, girl. Ah, thank you so much, you guys. I really
Thank you too for coming, Lasasha. Thank you. It was quite a nice interview with you, and yeah, look forward. We look forward to something like this again, maybe sometime in the future. Who
have
knows?
it again in the future and dealing with more in-depth topics as well. I definitely look forward to
Mm.
doing that. Now,
Yes, yes, yes. Thank you.
absolutely. Yeah, genau.
Thank you so much. And thank you guys so much to all of you who joined the live stream today. I'm really grateful. I appreciate you so much. Thank you for joining the live stream. And yeah, don't forget to share the link to this live and let someone watch what we've been discussing today. And don't forget to head out and check our guests on her YouTube channel. Link will be in the description. And yeah, thank you guys so much. And yeah, see you in our next live stream. Yeah,
Yeah,
maybe next week or next video. I don't know.
first.
So bye, guys.
Bye bye. Bye bye.